Hello there everybody, Sam Strains here and welcome back to the Railway and welcome to the final review of the year. This is a real gem. This is probably my favourite purchase of the year, or one of them. And yeah, I'll get onto that in just a moment. First of all though, I hope you all had a really lovely Christmas. I don't actually do any filming over Christmas, so I filmed this a few days before Christmas. So actually, for all I know, the world might have ended on Christmas Day. In which case, asking you if you had a nice Christmas is probably in bad taste. But assuming we are still alive, you know, and we are all still here, I hope you had a nice Christmas and I hope you're all looking forward to New Year. So yeah, this is the model that I'm so excited about. I bought this in the summer actually from a model train fair, you know the one I went to. It was Butterley, the Midland Railway Centre for the Rail-X, and yeah, I picked this up super cheap. It isn't brand new, but it's second hand and in mint condition. I'll show you what it is then. If we look at the end of the box real quickly, you can see it's number R3278460 BR Patriot class Bradshaw. So yeah, I didn't feel too guilty about buying this because I did already have a Patriot loco, but mine is a Bachmann one and it's maroon, so I thought I'd buy this one so that I have a BR green one. Plus the fact that it was only £35 had something to do with it, but you know, oh well. Okay, let me take this one out of the box. Now sadly this doesn't have any instructions or anything. It doesn't even have the vacuum pipes. I'm not sure if they've been fitted or not. I don't think so. Anyway, let me get this one out straight away then. Look at that, isn't that incredible? Yes, number 45518 Bradshaw, what a beauty. So yeah, a railroad model. This is supposed to be a cheapo model, you know, for kids basically, but blimey, it's incredible, the quality and the detail on this thing. There it is. I will say, first of all, it is a little bit on the light side. It's not as heavy as you'd expect it to be, but you know, that's normally the case with railroad locos. But look at that, can you believe that? Look at the detail on it. I'm going to look at the detail in a little more detail, funnily enough, in a moment. But first of all then, here we go with a little bit of information about the Patriots, just if you're interested. So here we go. So the class first appeared in 1930 and they were designed by Henry Fowler. The Patriots actually started life as just 2 prototype locomotives which were given 2 years of evaluation to see if they were any good or not, and after that evaluation a further 50 were produced between 1932 and 1934, having proved themselves to be extremely capable. During the BR period, 15 of the class were rebuilt, though actually all of them, all 52, were painted into the BR green, just like this one. This example though, Bradshaw, was built in 1933 at Crew Works and withdrawn in October 1962, and at some point after that it was scrapped. The class remained on the main line until the very end of steam, though the first was actually taken in 1962. Sadly no originals survived, though there is a new build underway, which apparently will be given the name the Unknown Warrior. So there she is then, the beautiful Railroad Patriot up on the white background, and I am super impressed with this one. In fact, I think if Hornby made all of their models, railroad or otherwise, like this, they would be saved. This thing costs you £80 new if you buy it from Hornby, I think, which is not a lot of money for what you get. You know, if you look somewhere else, eBay, eHatton, something like that, you could probably get this for £70. Now, mine was second hand, I paid £35, that is an absolute steal. But you know, like I say, I think every model should be like this. The detail isn't basic, it isn't as basic as some railroad models, and we'll look at that in a moment. I don't think you need a lot of detail because on some of these models that they produce nowadays you only have to touch them and they'll fall to bits. So I think this kind of detail is more than adequate. You know, if you're going to make this a railways model you'd need to paint the cab and maybe put some sprung buffers on there, but apart from that I think the detail is just fine. For 80 quid it's just fine. The performance on this, as you'll see later, is fantastic, so I won't talk too much about that now, but we've got the tender permanently coupled, which I like. You've got pickups on all of the tender wheels and all of the loco wheels with some good quality wire going in between the two. Absolutely brilliant. This thing is fantastic. Okay, let's look at the detail. Well, it's not a horribly basic model. You have got the lining on the boiler, which they needn't have done for this kind of price, and often they don't do for this kind of price, as you can see. You've even got the lining along the whole bottom of the loco there. Is it the running plate or something like that? On the valve chest you've got the double lining, which isn't cheap to do, I can't imagine, but for this price they've done it. You know, this is not a rip-off. Some of Hornby's stuff, I'm sorry to say, is a rip-off nowadays, but this one really isn't. Look at all the rivets on the side of the cab. You've got all that riveting. You've got the running number beautifully applied, and look, glazed windows just here. Look at that, you don't get that on most railroad models, do you? Incredible. The nameplate is very nicely applied, as you can see, nothing wrong with that at all, and you do have a lot of separately fitted parts on this. Of course, you've got the safety valves up there on the top, and you've got this plastic piece. Is that a reverser? I can't tell. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. You've got the separately fitted handrail, you've got the smoke deflectors there, you've even, look, even on the smoke box door you've got the running number again, which is printed onto there. So, and a lot of railroad models, sometimes more expensive railroad models than this one, don't have that, which is fantastic. Okay, yeah, the buffer beams are a little bit basic, and they don't have sprung buffers like some railroad models do. There you go, as you can see. And you know, sprung buffers, to me, I'm not actually bothered about them. But normally, if a loco has sprung buffers, it sort of implies that the model is going to be an all-round quality model. And if it doesn't have them, it implies that it's a cheap model. So this doesn't have them, but I wouldn't have said that this is a cheap model. Look at it, it's beautiful. I'll show you inside the cab very quickly. You have got this sort of separately fitted handrail, by the way, which goes, yeah, I suppose it is a handrail, isn't it, which goes around the back of the cab. So yeah, sorry, inside the cab, you have got some cab detail in there, and I think if they were to make this a railways model, one of the things they'd have to do, and there's not many things, they would have to paint that, but you know, that isn't bad at all. So yeah, a gorgeous locomotive, just look at that, isn't that lovely? I don't know, let me know, are you guys as enthusiastic about this as I am? Probably not, I'm not sure. Okay, the tender then, again, look at the riveting on this thing, it's just peppered with rivets. You know, it's probably, I'm aware that this is probably a mould from a more expensive model in the past. It might have even been like the mainline mould or something like that. But the detail on that tender is fantastic. And of course the early crest, as you can see there, is beautifully applied. And you've also got this double orange stripe as well as part of the sort of Brunswick green, which is lovely. Again, lots of separately fitted parts. You've got the handrails in various places. You've got this sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, it's like a guard, stops some of the coal dropping out, I assume. And on the back you've got some more nice moulded detail. The coal, let's not forget, look at the coal, that's not bad. It's not terribly realistic, is it? But it's certainly acceptable, and for me, you know, for my purposes, that is just the job, it's fine. So yeah, I think for the price, the detail and the quality of this model is incredible. And you know, I have been nasty to Hornby, and rightly so, in the past, because what they have produced for the price has been, you know, ridiculous. What you would get, the value for money on some of this Hornby stuff has been horrendous recently, but I think this one is a truly good purchase, even if you pay the full price at 80 or maybe £90. You know, I think this is a great one, highly recommend it. Okay, let's get on to the railway then and see how she performs. Let's hope she's as good as she looks. Okay, so there she is then, the beautiful Railroad Patriot, onto the track and ready to run. First of all though, I'm going to show you what else is on the track. Now, first of all, I have to admit there's nothing in the sidings this time, and the reason for that, if I'm honest, is that I don't think it's fair. Because, you know, it's the Christmas holidays, all the locos have gone off on their little holidays, I don't know where, and I didn't think it was really fair to ask them to come back. This one, to be honest, you know, these guys that are out today, they're on double pay, and to be honest, I just can't afford it. I'm serious, I can't afford it. So yeah, that's why there's nothing in the sidings. And elsewhere on the track, I thought I would do a bit of a freestyle. So we have the county class here, the County of Flint. Again, wasn't going anywhere for Christmas, so I was quite happy to ask her to come back. And there she has some chocolate and cream coaches, so hopefully she'll look nice with that. And then on the inner line, here's the real reason why I'm doing a bit of a freestyle today. It's Sir Nigel Gresley with some, what are they, XLNER coaches. Now, I've always had a problem with this loco. It's never been a great runner. You'd run it for 30 minutes and the inside of the motor would be completely black and sooty and ruined, and you'd need to clean it out before you could run it. So what I've done is I've been up to my old tricks again. I thought, I'm not having it. So let me just take this off and I'll show you what I've done. Yep, as you can see inside there we go, there's a CD motor, as I've done before, and you know, I was going to do a tutorial on how to do this, but it is a little bit botchy, and there's never a 100% guarantee that it's going to work, because you have to be very precise, and it's, to be honest, it's down to luck. But this one does work, and you know, I challenge you to find any ring-filled motor that runs better than that one. It really is just fantastic now that I've done that, and it truly is a new loco. So yeah, I'm going to show you that in just a second, but let's get this Patriot, without forgetting her, let's get her up and running then. Now, yeah, she's not a massively great puller, but otherwise performance is fantastic. She's very smooth, she's got the tender pickups, so I guess I should just show you rather than talk about it. So here we are, just giving her a little bit of power now, as you can see, just kicking in. It isn't the smoothest I've ever seen, but it's not bad, is it? I mean, I don't think you could ask for any better. some Hornby Railways locos are worse than this, for goodness sake. Back again then, and this is second hand, by the way. It's probably even better, brand new. I don't know how much running this has done with its previous owner, but as you can see, that is pretty darn good, isn't it? And I forgot to mention as well, this one's got some Pullman coaches. As you can see there, just 4 of those. I think 4 or 5 coaches is about the limit for this without any extra weight. I might look into putting some more weight into this and seeing how she does. But yeah, alright, let me get her to couple up to them then. Here we go. Whoa, I think both of the crew have just fallen over. There we go. Let me just back her up so that you can see her properly. Yep, I thought it was nice to run some Pullmans today, because I normally just stick some LMS coaches on Patriots. So, yep, I thought that would be nice. Let's take her off then. As you can see, no wheel slip there with 4 coaches. Okay, the county then. Let me get her up and running for you. Here she goes then. County of Flint, that one I should have said. I don't think I mentioned that. Okay, and Sir Nigel Gresley then. Now watch this for a crawl. This is incredible. Right, let's give her a try. Trying to keep it steady. Look at that for a slow speed. Brilliant. Okay, speed it up then. So yes, I'm thoroughly happy with Sir Nigel Gresley now. She's easily my best tender-driven loco for both slow speed and pulling power. And the Patriot is just fantastic. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. She is pretty noisy, Sir Nigel Gresley still, but perfectly smooth and very, very powerful indeed. And I will try not to take the, I don't know, the spotlight off of Bradshaw here. Is that a bit of wheel slip there? I can't tell. I'll have to get the camera right down there and film that again next time she comes round. Yep, county class always looks nice with some darker coloured coaches. And there goes Sir Nigel Gresley. She's only at half speed there. She can go ridiculously fast now, as the diesels can. But yes, that is very, very good. Okay, let's see if we can detect any wheel slip. Oh, I don't think so. Thank you, county class. You just covered her up completely. Okay, we'll try again. I do love these county class locos. Again, very, very cheap railroad models, but they just run beautifully, and I just love the way they look. I really do. Yeah, I quite like having a bit of a random running session. 3 totally unrelated locomotives, still looking lovely together. I think Sir Nigel Gresley's about to come and overtake her, so let's see if we can get that on camera. Here she comes now. Beautiful. Okay, and now for my ratings then on the Patriot, and this is for £35, so for £35 detail, 9 out of 10. That is really, really very, very good detail, even for a railroad model. Performance, 8 out of 10, not a mighty puller, but certainly not bad. You know, she'll manage 4 or 5 coaches, no problem. Character, 9 out of 10, the Patriots are lovely, and of course this is captured just lovely by Hornby. Build quality, 9 out of 10, it does seem to be a high quality model, partly due to the fact that there's not a massive amount of separately fitted detail that could break off. Value, £35 for me, 10 out of 10. It might not be, it might be sort of 9, 8 out of 10 if you paid £70, £80 for it, but for £35 you can't beat it. So overall, 9 out of 10, a fantastic, brilliant value model. So is she wheel slipping there? Maybe slightly actually, I can't tell. Not badly anyway, doesn't slow down much. Yep, I'm going to run that Nigel Gresley loco much more often now because I actually enjoy running her now, so that's cool. Okay then folks, well that should just about do it for today, so thank you very much for watching, and I guess I should say thank you for watching all year, because this is the last of my reviews for this year. I don't know how many I've done, but I will be back for one more video. I think it's on the 30th, I don't know. Oh, we've got a visitor just there. Yes, I'll be back for one more video. I'll stop getting sidetracked now. And that video is just going to be a big thank you from me, and it'll be a bit of a year wrap up. So yeah, I hope you'll join me for that. But otherwise, that is it for the train running videos this year. Has been, well, I'll talk about it on Saturday. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I do always appreciate it. Have a very happy new year, and if you'd like to, please check out the Facebook and Twitter pages at facebook.com/samstrains or twitter.com/samstrains. It would be lovely to see you on there, but for now, once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers everybody.